Namaste friends and welcome to BioStudies. So finally we have started with studying the kingdoms given by R.H. Whitaker, and in that we'll take very first kingdom, that is Kingdom Monera. So we have seen that this Kingdom Monera is exclusively made up of all the prokaryotic organisms. So Monera is a kingdom of prokaryotes, right? Therefore Monera is also referred as prokaryota. So why it is called prokaryota? Because the members are exclusively prokaryotic organisms, right? And these prokaryotic members of Monera, we generally refer them as bacteria. So all the type of bacteria come under Kingdom Monera. Okay. Then first we'll take few general characters of Kingdom Monera. Then we'll take the classification and in detail. Now the first general character, if we consider, these monerans, they are the microscopic organisms, so we can't see them with our naked eye, and these are the unicellular organisms. So monerans are microscopic and unicellular, right? And these we have covered here. These are the prokaryotic organisms. The word pro refers to what? It refers to before, or it refers to primitive, or it refers to not fully grown. Okay, and karyote refers to nucleus. So the organisms where the nucleus is not completely developed, or where the nuclear membrane is absent, we call it as a prokaryotic cell. So all the members of Monera, they don't have a nuclear membrane, right? And if you take the habitat of monerans, they are cosmopolitan. So they can be seen in all possible areas. So they are distributed worldwide. They can be seen in very cold conditions, or they can be seen in very hot conditions, or deserts, or snow, or even boiling water. So everywhere these organisms are distributed. That's why we call them as the bacteria are cosmopolitan, right? Next, when I say it is a prokaryotic organism where the nucleus is not there, then how about the genetic material? So if you take the prokaryotic cell, right, or a bacterial cell, now the genetic material, which we usually refer as DNA, now this genetic material is coiled and it is floating freely in the cytoplasm. So it is not covered by a perfect nuclear membrane, and that's why we call it as the nucleoid. So what do you mean by nucleoid? The genetic material is coiled and freely and directly floating in the cytoplasm, and that we call it as nucleoid. So the Kingdom Monera, all the members have nucleoid instead of nucleus. Okay. Now when you take a cell here, the monerans, they have a cell wall just like our plants and fungi, but in case of plants and fungi, the cell wall is made up of cellulose and chitin respectively. But however, in case of Monera, the cell wall is not made up of cellulose, and instead of cellulose you can find peptidoglycan, okay, or any other polysaccharide for that matter. So cell wall is composed of peptidoglycan and any other polysaccharide and protein molecules. And whether the bacteria, they show locomotion, they exhibit locomotion. The bacteria are usually stationary, but some of the bacteria, or many of the bacteria, they have a tail like structure called as flagella or flagellum, and because of this continuous beating of flagellum, these organisms, they do exhibit locomotion, right? And if you take the cytoplasm of this prokaryotic cell, the membrane bound organelles are always absent, like our mitochondria, chloroplast, plastid, endoplasmic reticulum. So all the membrane bound organelles are absent in case of bacteria, and the cytoplasm has the ribosomes, and these ribosomes are of which kind? They are of ribosome. They are of 70S type. So we have a separate chapter for cell and cell structure, then we'll take the structure of 70S ribosome. But for time being, you can remember the bacteria, the ribosomes are always 70S type, and other membrane bound organelles are absent here, right? Then how about the nutrition? So if you take the nutrition, the bacteria, they can be autotrophs or they can be heterotrophs. So they can prepare their own food or they can dependent on other organisms. And if you take the autotrophic bacteria, they can be photoautotrophs or they can be chemoautotrophs. Okay, so they can prepare their food in presence of sunlight or in presence of simple inorganic substances. And if you take heterotrophs, majority of the bacteria are saprophytic in nature. So they depend on dead and decaying organisms and from where they absorb the nutrients. And even majority of them are parasites. That's why we call them as the germs. So these bacteria or the germs, they can cause a very harmful disease to human being. So if you take the nutrition, they can be autotrophs and they can be heterotrophs. Okay. Now these bacteria, no doubt they are the living organisms, so they must exhibit the property of reproduction, isn't it? So if you take the reproduction, in case of bacteria, the sexual reproduction is always absent and they exhibit asexual mode of reproduction, and in that precisely it is by binary fission, okay, and also by spore formation. Again we will take these binary fission and spore formation in bacteria in separate video. Here just we are listing out the general characters. So asexual reproduction by binary fission or spore formation. So these are the general characters of the monerans or the prokaryotic bacteria. And these wide range of bacteria are categorized based on their different shape. So if you observe the bacteria under microscope, you can find them with different shapes, and there are 4 basic shapes of bacteria which are very important. And the first type we call it as coccus or cocci. Okay, cocci means the spherical shaped or the oval shaped bacteria, they are called as coccus. So if you take the structure of coccus bacteria, they are always spherical in nature, and these spherical bacteria, if they occur singly, they are called as monococcus, and sometimes they occur in pair, it is called as diplococci. Okay, and sometimes continuous chain like, it is called as streptococci, and the grouped type we call it as staphylococci. So these are the 4 different types of coccus bacteria, coccus type of bacteria. Then the second shape of bacteria is bacillus. So what are these bacillus? The rod shaped bacteria is called as bacillus. So these are the rod shaped bacteria called as bacillus type. Here also you can find monobacillus, then diplobacilli, the different shapes. The third shape is, it is spirilla. What is this spirilla? These are the coiled bacteria. Spirally coiled bacteria which are having, sometimes they are having the flagella at their ends. So the coiled bacteria, coil shaped bacteria are called spirilla. And fourth one is vibrio. What are these vibrio? The comma shaped bacteria are called as vibrio bacteria. So these are the 4 basic shapes of bacteria, which are those coccus, bacillus, spirilla and vibrio, right? And the last point, if you take the different types of bacteria, we do have 2 different types of bacteria. The first one is called as archibacteria, and second we call it as eubacteria. Where have you heard these words? In 3 domains of life, isn't it? So bacteria are of 2 types, Archibacteria and Eubacteria. Now these different types of bacteria we'll take in our next videos. Next video is on Archibacteria, then next is on Eubacteria. So this video is about the general characters of kingdom Monera. Right, I hope you understood all these points. Check the description box for the reference note. So we'll meet again next time with a new topic, that is Archibacteria. Till then, stay safe. Thank you for watching.